Yeah. Then we pop out. And then I want to pause this because we don't want to use the energy. Good morning. We're walking Rook through a couple of things, but it is nice to see everybody and to be here. We've got a good topic. Music is by Herknungr on YouTube. Please check that out. And then, Brad, the other thing that we do is we go into Discord. And I go to the Pagan Circle Gathering. And I send this message out. I just copied this part.
You send it out in.
I just reposted down here. Change this. I forgot what our topic was.
Listening to, it was animism and listening to the world around us.
To nature.
Nature.
Okay, so Control A, C, enter, send now. You guys are hearing our background setup process because we've got to get this going. And I have so many servers I'm in, I have a hard time finding what I need. Where is it? And I've got to change my shirt real quick too. Oh, there it is. Because this one is different. Is weird. Good morning, Kelvin, and happy early birthday. We got 2 days for the most important holiday of the year.
You stopped me right when I was writing. Birthday is the on Tuesday. Hey, working today? Are you do you have a Sunday off for a change? I know you work a lot on the weekends. Oh, Dragon, good morning. Oh my God, Dragon, is it cold? Are you guys having a real cold spell right now where you are, or is it normal? When I say normal, I mean like 50 degrees or warmer. I know your definition of normal has probably changed. Oh, well, thank you for spending some time with us this morning. I know you work a lot.
Kim is really mad at us.
Why?
She wants to be fed.
Oh, sure.
She's gonna have to wait. She's not happy.
That's abuse. Neglect.
Shut up.
Of a dog.
Sweet. So we've got some good topic today. It's a different topic. We haven't really talked about it much, and I'm really glad Rook found it because it's really important, which is listening to nature. And it's not just like listening to nature. I'm talking about listening kind of as a whole to the things around you and being aware. So awareness might even be a better phrase for that. Awareness. Because you have to have some pretty strong awareness to know what's going on and to really connect.
Hey, little baby.
So
I think it's funny, like listening and feeling energy to things that are like around, like that can even remind you, for example, like a book that, you know, comes to your mind or that you notice. It's like, hey, you know, maybe you want to, there's something there that you need to read or want to read.
yeah, it's been pretty chilly here. Our prickly pear is blooming.
Oh, that is so cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure prickly pear blooms are edible. Or maybe they're the ones that kill you. You should have some.
Really? I should have some? That's very nice, is it?
No. Hopefully it warms up a little bit for everybody that's in cold land. It's been nice here during the day. It's been in the 70s. But
that's crazy talk. -2, -4.
I think it's going to be like 3 or 4 in Maryland when I'm there. I fly into Maryland tomorrow. I'm not happy about that.
Ooh, my body could not even deal with that.
You have 2 energies that are looking at you.
Come here, energy. Way too much energy.
Tina says she's hungry. Oh, before we get started, I have to share this. I did Tina's food the way we did the puppies when we first had them, with a little bit of hot water and let it get soft. She had 100%.
Oh, her teeth.
I'm wondering if her teeth are bugging her. Yeah.
Oh, Sana.
She went to town on that.
Oh, okay, Sana.
And I used a little bit of fetch.
Well, we'll do that, Sana.
Yeah.
Hey, Sana.
Well, that's cold. I'll be in I will be in Wisconsin the first week of February. I'll be in Milwaukee and Waukesha, I think is what it is. So that'll be exciting.
You be nice over here.
So, well, we might as well get our video going a little quick today because
Tishana,
we still don't have our whatchamacallit set up, our new call.
Oh, we gotta work on that this week. Now that I no longer work on Saturdays, that'll be cool. I have my gym shirt on. Hush, you be nice. I told you I'll put you down. Jim is
so
truly
mean.
outrageous. Truly
Ma,
outrageous.
stop it.
Stop it, my petite.
Don't be mean for no reason.
You little Dobby bitch.
She is. She's an aggressive little thing. I'm hoping so. We got to make it happen. I will tell you this. I am probably going to be spending some time in Wisconsin this year for this building. The 2 buildings that are there because, yeah, I'm not able to be home. Let's put it that way. So.
Thank you, Kelvin. Nobody, like a lot of people don't remember this. Oh, Paranormal, you remember? All right, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good show. I've been watching them on Amazon Prime lately.
Do y'all remember in like I think it was the 80s or 90s or both, they had these little kicks sound things where you bought these little discs that you put in them? It was like a little boombox looking thing and you had a little disc that you could put in there and it would play a part of a song. Gem was a big brand for them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up now.
Gem is my name, no one else is the same. Gem is my name. We are the misfits, our songs are better. We are the misfits, and we're gonna get her. Gem is truly outrageous.
It looked like one of these.
Oh, let's see.
And it played these little... That's a record player, but you had this little like plastic thing you inserted in it. And it was fake, but it didn't play the song from its onboard memory kind of thing. And like, if I can find a picture, I'm gonna share it with you guys because they were so much fun. I used to have a bunch of them. It's Fisher Price. It's this right here. There it is. Pocket Rockers.
I do not remember that.
Yep. And you had the little it's a little teeny tape that you just clicked in there and it played over and over and over. All memories in the corner of my mind. Oh wait, I don't want to watch this on YouTube. I'll load it. And then I'll share the link. I'm going to share the link if anybody's interested in this completely non-related topic that we are currently talking about on YouTube for Pocket Rockers. Because, yeah. Bob, good morning. Rook, you've been asked a question.
I'm so bad I have not been reading any books.
I read like 1 page in my stuff.
I've not been reading any books. I was working a second job, so I've not had a lot of time, but yesterday was my official last day, so I'm excited to get time back, mainly Saturdays, to read and do projects and do Pondering Pagan fun stuff.
Yeah, the majority of our time has really been taken up by playing Magic the Gathering and really learning how to play that because
Magic the Gathering.
it's like an actually fun chess game.
It is.
Like
And Tishana, I have Tishana. She gives me an unlimited hand.
we're gonna play today, and I'm gonna beat your ass.
I'm gonna play with a new deck. I think.
I have not been reading much either. I still have the Journey of Souls, or whichever one I'm on, the second book that I really want to finish. Highly, highly recommend if you like near-death experience research and that kind of stuff. It is, what does the soul do? Where does the soul go? That kind of stuff. It's super cool. I'm really enjoying it, and I want to finish that. But I'm also, Rook and I both are part of Thomas Francis University. Oh my goodness, how are you? I'm so bad at responding on Discord and really anywhere unless you text me on my actual phone. Because we've been trying to set up some Fallout games and Valheim, but Fallout was first. And it reminded me because my Fallout First subscription was paid for today, and I forgot I still had it like 3 years later. But yeah, so I'm reading that, and I'm really trying to get back into finishing the classes that I was taking for Thomas Francis University, which is a focus on metaphysics and practicing metaphysicians.
I do want to say though, there's paranormal on Luciferian. I used to read in this thread or group called Luciferian Research Society. I didn't really read a lot the last couple of years, but they closed it. They've opened a new one, a new order that I really want to go and watch some of their videos. It's Jeremy Crow. If you ever on YouTube, look him up. He is someone that I've enjoyed watching before talk about Luciferianism and things like that. So I am interested in looking at their new group just for their content and stuff. They're really good.
That's awesome.
Jeremy Crow's got good energy, especially about the Luciferian.
Just his whole approach to people is actually really nice. I like his just mannerisms.
He vibes with me better than like the other ones like Michael Ford and stuff that are
Really?
very, very. No, I just can't connect with that.
The only one that I connect with, like watching and listening to, other than I'm not much into Jeremy Crow either, but I would like to learn more. But Don Webb, he is the Temple of Set, and man, just hearing him talk generally, it's just so free and it's really nice. You should check him out if you're interested. Don Webb, most people know who he is, but that's still one of my favorite books. Uncle Setnack's Guide to the Left-Hand Path.
Oh yeah,
like it is
a good book.
Like I said before, I'm not left-hand path, but that book speaks to me so strongly that I'm left-hand path adjacent, and it's really what kind of gets me that push. So I wanted to ask Kelvin, what do you think about Shea Belay's book? I read it once. I went back, and now I'm actually reading some Friedrich Nietzsche, and then I'm going to go back and reread his book because I didn't understand a lot of it. I'll be honest. It was over my head a little bit. So I wanted to learn a little bit more and then go back and kind of reread it. Ziggy, the week of February 2nd or 3rd, whatever that week is, I will be in Wisconsin for 3 days. And I would like to meet up with everybody as possible. I know Dragon is up there. I just don't think you're absolutely close to Milwaukee. I cannot remember. I just can't. Maybe you are in Milwaukee. I can't remember. But anyway, I'm staying in Milwaukee. And I'll be there like a Monday night, Tuesday night, and a Wednesday night, working at one of our pharmacies and trying to get stuff together because our building's having a hard time with the pharmacy. And beating each other up. But
that's not good.
Nope. So I'll be doing that, but I'll be in Wisconsin that week, the first week of February. And Tabati, welcome back. So I'm really I finished a triple course, 3 courses in quantum healing, and it is a lot of freaking work, but I really enjoy it. I've only really used it for myself and 1 or 2 other people. Started one with you, which I'd like to go and revisit that. But it's about using energy to kind of identify and manipulate energy, but to help a person really work on healing themselves. It's very similar and can use Reiki tenets, but it's not Reiki. It's a little bit different. The way that I'm planning on using it is integrating it into Reiki healing as a modality for deep-seated change. And the idea is to identify where the energies are in the body at this time, and then how can I rearrange them to make them better. So I finished those 3 courses, and I've been kind of practicing that. But I want to get back in and really finish up some of the things that I have committed to, and that I need to do soon because I have another certification at work I'm going to have to get, which will be fun.
Seeing your shirt, can I share your story from this week?
You can share the story.
Oh, so you guys most know that I love kratom drinks and stuff like that. I started on a medication. I've had trouble sleeping, so everything was great, like very level and great med. But I have trouble sleeping, insomnia. So I've been getting THC infused kratom drinks. They've been delicious, but they're very concentrated. So literally one regular drink will last like 3 nights, 3 or 4 nights. You just take sips. And most days I stop and get Mystic, a kratom drink. Well, what day was that? Thursday or Friday? Was it Friday?
Yeah, I think it was Friday. It was Friday.
I get this text from him. He's like, "What drink was mine you got me?" And I was like, "Well, the one in the house, not the one in the garage. That's THC." And he's like, "Oh shit!" He like drank half the drink and was high as a kite for work. And he had like, what did you have to do that day? Like
I had multiple training presentations and meetings and things, and I was high as a kite, and I was so uncomfortable. I think I winged it enough. Of course, if anybody I work with is seeing this, they'll know. But it wasn't by choice. I can tell you that because that's not something I would choose to do. But
no one was hurt.
No one was hurt, and I'm fine. But it was very uncomfortable. I kept forgetting things mid-sentence. Couldn't stay on topic. I had to really force myself to read the notes that I normally wing. Like when I do a presentation, I have scripted notes on it for everybody else who's presenting. But for me, since I write it, I generally just go through it, and I had to read my own scripts.
You got a little high and you choked.
I didn't choke. I think I did pretty well.
Try to read along and you stumble.
That I did do. So yeah, that was fun. Behootless, hello. Yeah.
Like a bad age.
Yeah, it was. It was
yes.
Rough.
That's true, Dragon.
It was rough. What about you guys? Other than, like I said, I'm gonna try to catch back up on the chat, but Calvin, I'd be very interested to see your thoughts on The Left-Hand Path, Friedrich Nietzsche and The Left-Hand Path. It's a good book. What are you guys reading, doing, training, learning, teaching, spending time with? So I'm doing that, like I said, the Thomas Francis, which I enjoy, but I don't have a lot of time, so I don't really do them that much, and I really, really want to get back into finishing that up because it was very helpful.
So, Daddy, I'm glad you kind of got set up for a better spot this year.
Yeah. I can tell you from all of the readings I've done this year, both energy and personal, and putting all the things together, and okay, I'll check it out. All the things that have happened, 2025 was rough, I think, for everybody, but 2026 truly feels like, despite all the noise in the world, for those of us that are trying to stay connected, reconnect, or just try to be better, or whatever we do, it's going to be a good year for that. I really, really feel positive about 2026 being a year of, okay, I got this. This thing is falling into the place. Which, by the way, since I said that out loud, I cannot remember who said it, and I would like to find it, and I will share it. It might be Mel Robbins, but I don't want to credit her if it was somebody else. But there was a group I was listening to on YouTube, and they were talking about changing the dialogue, and that's how you can get to a place of doing better. It might have actually, no, it was Mayim Bialik, one of her shows, and the person was talking about you got to change your mindset to I got this. Not, this is too much. Not, oh my God, this is crazy. This is going to be a long day. This is going to be a lot of work. There's going to be a lot of things I got this. And when you're able to say that you got this, the back end of it is your anxiety lessens, your confidence increases. And so there's a lot of things that change that internal dialogue. It's not as easy as you say. But I thought that was very cool. I've been watching a ton of the Mayim Bialik breakdown. When I first started watching her years ago, it was all science specific and brain and neurochemistry. She's really added a lot of psychotherapy and spiritualism and metaphysics and things into her podcast, and they are phenomenal. It is the best podcast I've ever listened to, and I'm really excited to continue listening to that. So if you should check her out if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff. She has a really good one on sexual health. She does some really great ones on group therapy, near-death experiences, just everything.
Oh, that's awesome, Tabati.
Yeah.
Out there. God, what was that like? I love to hear what it was like getting out there that first walk.
Yep. I do the same thing. I've been a lot better with it lately. What I'm not doing is the going outside, which is today's topic, listening to nature, and not just like listen to the birds chirp because it'll calm you down. We're talking about really listening to the universe and like what's in it.
So crazy. You can get lost in a good way. Like in Philly, you're in a totally different lane. Outside, it's really cool. She was on Melvin's podcast a minute ago. Who was it? Oh, Maya was? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's cool. Breakdown.
Anyone have any advice that don't know? I don't think Lucifer is laughing, and if he is, he's laughing with you, not at you. Or maybe at you, but I'm sure it's not new.
That he would be supportive that you're searching for the truth, the light, the enlightenment.
You guys,
I think he would love that.
Something he mentioned her. I am obsessed with her podcast. If anybody knows who Mayim Bialik is, if you recognize that name and you can't place it, she has been in a lot of things. For me, the first thing I think of is Blossom.
Yeah.
She was the kid in Blossom, but also,
in my opinion,
Big Bang Theory. Obviously, she's Dr. Arif Amy Farrah Fowler.
Farrah Fowler.
But yes, that my first is Blossom. That's where I go to because Joey and Jenna Von Oy. Jenna Von Oy.
What is that?
She was 6. Mayim's best friend in the show. Blossom's best friend.
I kept getting her confused with Punky Brewster.
Yeah, Punky Brewster is not the same.
The sun is gonna really shine. That's Blossom, wasn't it?
Yeah. So now I know a lot of people have talked to her, so it is possible too. But that's somebody.
That's cool.
Miriam is actually also extremely fun. I have heard her on a couple of shows, not recently though, so it's been a while. So that maybe I'll have to check it in. I need to watch more MILF stuff anyway.
I want to as well. I'd like to go and just go to a kava place or whatever, just put them on and just listen.
If you ever get a pair of Vitcher glasses, my new doc will let us both watch the same thing at the same time.
Ooh. I've been wanting them. Can I get the mini ones that are half the price that I can afford?
I don't know. I'll have to look at them. Blossom Lawrence.
Soleil Moon Fry was. Oh yeah, that's right.
Soleil Moon Fry.
I like Punky Brewster. I can't remember the song of that. I was thinking for no reason Friday of Charles in Charge singing at work.
It would have been neater to me if it was Soleil Luna Fry, like Sun Moon Fry.
He's downstairs and it's understood.
She was still around doing something recently. I heard her in the news. She was doing some charity work or something, and I don't remember.
Charles in Charge.
Okay. So, there's a really good, I think it's Satan and Coffee show today. Some good guests.
Ooh, I want to watch that.
I kind of want to watch too.
Yes.
So,
how do you say?
I think J.S. Garrett is who was on. I can't remember if that's today or this week, but I get confused. Regardless, it's really good. I want to read up here. Cool listening. Yes. Okay, Tabati. One thing that I'd come up recently was that anxiety is your body getting overcharged and telling you you're in the wrong place, reminding you you're on your path and with your folks. And okay, I'm going to say that one first. So from a clinical perspective, anxiety is your vagus nerve system, your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system telling you that something is potentially dangerous. And the problem with anxiety is when that anxiety becomes so great, it becomes fear and you become immobilized. You know, they have the fight-flight response. That's all your sympathetic and parasympathetic system. Fight, flight, freeze, or flop is now the acronym or the phrasing that we use clinically. And it's Fear and anxiety are the same thing. It's just fear is on the far end of anxiety, and when that anxiety is unfounded, it creates the inability to do things and to function normally. One of the things that has helped me with anxiety, because I don't have a lot of anxiety, but there are very specific situations that I get very anxious with that I shouldn't, or that don't need to cause anxiety. So I use that phrase when I'm getting frustrated, or I'm sorry, anxious, and my heart starts beating really fast, and I'm thinking in my head like, my God, why are you anxious? This is so stupid. There's nothing to be worried about. That didn't work. But saying, where's the tiger? There is no tiger. There's nothing here that's trying to kill me or take me out. And that helped me with my internal anxiety. Again, I don't have anxiety disorder, and it's not severe, but those specific situations. I just think that was a really interesting thing. Under your deity suit, give it to the universe and all, and remind yourself that where you are, where you're meant to be, for whatever reason, even if you don't know why yet, and perhaps for guidance. I'm going to come back to that Behulus. Acknowledge it, give it over, and move past consciously. The negative energy doesn't spiral or get a hold of you and cause cycles you don't want. Yeah, the hardest part is how do you let go, and that I think is where the "there's no tiger" mantra for me helped. I could let it go because there's no tiger. There's nothing. There's nothing that's trying to kill me, and I was able to kind of let that go. Hootless, you can definitely overdo kava. If you are not used to drinking kava, we generally recommend just a single bula. And if you feel your tongue and your mouth getting numb, that's where you stop. You let it go and you wait a little while to drink anymore.
Like probably just a couple drinks with what you put, just a shot glass or half a shot worth in a drink would be probably good to not feel bad.
I do too, paranormal. I actually am really more focused than I have been about what's going on in the world, but I also am remembering that I need to balance that out with other things to help my anxiety not get too crazy, because I am anxious about things that are happening in our neighborhood, people that are getting detained unlawfully and murdered unlawfully and all these other things, and it's really, really frustrating. And I don't know, it used to just be fight or flight, but then we changed it clinically. It was fight, flight, freeze, or flop. And I think fawn is there too, actually, now that I'm saying it and now that you mentioned it. Yeah. But the difference between fawning and flopping would be, fawning is the deer in the headlights kind of look, right? But the flop would be you actually make a decision that makes things worse. And parasympathetic and vagus nerve stimulation, I only know about any of this stuff from Scarlett, and I don't know enough. But it is insane how helpful and engaging learning about your vagus nerve, your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system is. And there is a book, I think I loaned it to somebody. I have no idea who. Who did I give that to? I can't remember. But anyway, it's the polyvagal theory, and it is... it's designed for therapists, but if you read it, you get so much out of it. It's really cool. Yeah. And Kelvin, it's. I think everybody's kind of in the same place, and I think I do too. She's been popping her head back up a little bit. She's gotten a whole shit ton of certifications recently of things that she's trying to do. I think her most recent one, and we'll talk about her, she's not here, but her most recent one is the ability to use psychoanalytic or psychotherapeutic drugs, psychoactive drugs. So things like ketamine therapy, I think, and maybe LSD therapies and things like that is what she did the training on. I think that is freaking awesome. I might talk to Adius and see if we can't get her on the show and have some conversations. That's not a bad idea, to be honest. I'll bring that up. She's probably more likely to be on Apocrypha than on here, probably because of timing.
Yeah.
Because she's Pacific time, so it would be getting up at 2 or 3 in the morning. Well, maybe not that early, but Manny does it all the time. Thanks, Manny. But so let's talk about that more, right? I was talking to somebody today. I found a new channel on YouTube, and they've actually asked me to come on and talk about some of these current events. So I'm going to reserve that for, I don't even say ask me to come in. They've opened up the door to have some conversations with lots of people, and I would like to be one of those people. I'll put it that way. So I'm going to reserve that conversation for that. But what I wanted to talk about today was how do we use what's around us to kind of lessen the anxiety. You know, we talk a lot about anger versus fear versus frustration, and all of those things are so interconnected, right? And it makes us react and act differently. And you know, I'm hearing a lot of people talking about that are normally pacifist or very anti-violence, talking about it's time to do what the Second Amendment tells us we should do. I am not condoning doing that. I'm not condoning any type of violence. I'm just repeating what I'm hearing. People are getting angry enough that they feel like they need to be violent, and that is scary to me.
Yeah, it is, because then you don't think. When you're reacting on emotion,
Yes.
you don't think and make a thing you can't take back.
Yeah.
An action you can't take back.
Which, right or wrong, however you believe, I think that's exactly what happened in the Minnesota shooting. And so, but for our purposes, what do we do, or what can we do to make sure that we don't end up in one of those fight, flight, flop, fawn, freeze, fodder, fold, whatever responses that's not helpful to what's happening? If we become so angry that we can't see straight and we do something stupid for the cause, it's not going to change anything. But if we find a way and a pathway to humanize each other, then perhaps there is some progress that can be made. This is just my opinion, and you know, people will feel differently, and that's all right. But listening to nature, how does that fit in? And when I say nature, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but when I say nature, I'm not talking about the trees, just the trees, or plants, or the earth. I'm talking about the totality of everything that is natural, and that includes the universe, the solar system, other planets, the stars. It's everything. It's all of it, right? So for me, listening to nature is everything from a definition standpoint. What do you think on that?
And I think in a modern world, looking at things like buildings and structures that are made up of, excuse me, most things are made up of stuff from nature. Most things, you know, there's probably a few things that are really truly synthetic or independent of that. I think you get the feeling and the comfort. To me, it's more like a comfort from those things, from a building or from a trees or whatever it is, a road. Even.
I've pondered on this question a lot and written on it in my journal a lot. Is your house natural? I think most people are going to say no. It's an artificial structure of concrete and stone. But I disagree with that. I think about a bird's nest, right? Where does a bird live? In a birdhouse or a bird nest, right? And they construct their house from all the natural things around them, and it becomes their nest, their safe spot, their home. It's where they rear their children. And that is their nest. So houses are our nests, and those houses have energies, and they have a feeling about them. And you can tell when you walk into somebody's house what that feeling is, right? Is it astringent and cold, warm and inviting, busy and lived in, like ours is got stuff everywhere? So what is that feeling? So this is our nest.
Our nest.
And so how do you listen to your nest? How do you listen to nature when you're talking about the natural things in your immediate environment? Creating space where you sleep that's comfortable. A beaver dam turn, yes, all of them, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to that hoot list. I want to hit that. Many, hello.
Many, good morning.
Because that's an important part of it, because people that come here as quote unquote illegal, which I do believe actions can be illegal. I don't believe people can be illegal. It's not a thing for me. So those individuals have come here as well, trying to create a new nest. They're not, to me, they're not illegal people. And there's a way we still have to treat everybody with humanity. That is true, Ziggy. What you bring into your house can really change it. Like we have our besom at the door. We've got our some things that people have made. We've started putting some plants in finally. We have our dogs. Nothing more natural than these things right here.
Babies.
But when you're listening to your nest, it's kind of telling you like, are things in the right place? I think of feng shui when I say that. And I don't know that I understand feng shui in its totality, but I do understand that placing things in a specific manner helps the flow of energy. And that's true. The way we have set up our house, for example, the 2 fish tanks that we have, they block a lot of energy. But that's okay because we want the energy in our living room to be focused on what's going on in that living room. So those large bodies of water in our house have a big impact on our energy, and that's listening to nature. And it's a way to bring nature inside too. And you don't have to have a 200-gallon tank like we do. Small ones are just as effective. We know that. Take a shelter and you turn it into a home with whatever's yours. Yep. I've thought often what and this is a freeing moment for a Virgo or somebody that has as much earth in their chart as I do. When I got to the place that I can say, if our house burnt down to the ground and I was able to get all the dogs out, all the living creatures safely, I do not care what happens to this house. I would be just happy that everybody's alive. That allowed me to let go of the need to have this false sense of it's mine. You know, the house and the space here it's rented. When we die, it goes to somebody else will buy it. Somebody will tear it down one day. It's going to be decrepit and need to be completely rebuilt one day. It might be underwater before the end of my lifetime. Who knows? So the nest is where we are and what we do, and it extends outside too. So listening to nature, going out front and just sitting. We do this sometimes at the full moons where we go out and sit on a blanket out in the front lawn and just kind of lay down and listen and look and feel what's going on around you. Right now I'm seeing it's pretty windy. It's a little overcast. And part of me just wants to go out and sit. And when you go out and sit and you hear the wind rustle through the leaves, and you think about where did that movement come from? You know? The movement of the leaves comes from the wind, but where did the wind come from? What caused that wind movement? Energy. What caused that energy? You know? Hot and cold front maybe colliding?
Looking at the palm fronds blowing.
Listening is also the cycles.
I think it was Tibeti. I wanted to go back talking about like chatter and distraction. Like, so that's the thing too. Like for me, I find myself with my own voice narrating like my whole day. Like my thoughts are literally like I can hear them like constantly. And then so I've got some like a new routine, medicate, and then so those distractions and my constant thinking everything through is like stopped and it's quiet, and then so I feel good because I really can listen. Like if you're occupied with all that kind of it's taking up space with constant thinking and stuff, it's hard to listen. But recently I've been able to listen, and at first it's kind of like such a relief to not have all that chatter, and then it's like, oh my gosh, have some peace. And then so you can listen, you can feel energies better from objects and people and the weather, the wind. And it might not have been Tibeti that was talking about that, but it was somebody that just made me think of, you know, to listen you have to have space to be able to focus or to be quiet and listen. So that's one thing in the past 3 weeks I've been able to do, and I'm very happy because I can have moments that are just quiet and I'm not thinking. I can listen. Like, lately, last week we've had several days where the sky has just been like a gray, like a winter sky, not a snow sky. But even from then, you can get that. It comes with like a silence that you can listen to. That's nice. It makes you feel restful.
Yeah, when I was in Michigan last week, the week before, it was snow sky and it was snowing at some points. And there's a different way to listen when that's happening. To me, snow is a reminder to be still. It falls, it settles, it slowly accumulates over time. You don't really see it growing, but you can by checking in different points, and it just feels light, but still. And we did have that weather here, but I mean that's part of listening to the universe too, is how your body's feeling. Your body's natural. What is it that you're feeling when you're doing certain things? So a good exercise for listening to nature is when you do find yourself in the ability to be outside or even inside, and if you're using your house as kind of the point, but I like to do it outside, is once you're able to listen, you can try to, I don't know how to work, like hone in on certain sounds. Like you'll hear everything at first, right? You hear the wind, you'll hear birds, but you can then say, okay, that bird, I'm going to dial in on that bird, and you'll hear the bird getting louder. It's not moving. You're paying attention to it, and your awareness of it kind of pulls you into that coming thing, that coming nature that you're hearing. And then if you really are able to still your mind, you can hear the just really sounds of the earth. You can hear your body. There's all things that you can hear. One thing I would love to try to do is go into, there is a soundproofing. I will never be able to do it that I know of, but it's a soundproof room. I'd like to do that anyway, a soundproof room for sensory deprivation for a short period of time. But there is a sound room that is so quiet that you can hear the blood going through your veins and arteries. Like that would be freaking awesome to me. But I'd love to do like a just 10 minute sensory deprivation. Nothing long. I think I'd freak out quickly. But it's just something that you can do. It's very easy. You listen in and you start honing in, and you can get some good superhuman hearing if you just listen. But listening isn't just hearing either. It's thinking about the world. It's seeing. It's all your senses. It's not just sound. And the universe is telling you something. Feathers.
Ooh, psychedelic.
Feathers are generally, or often, I should say not generally, but often, symbols of somebody who's departed coming back to visit us. That's interesting. Snow is, again, stillness. It's deep midnight, the time of the day. Obviously, winter. It's all these silent things and barren things. So almost thinking of the imagery of feathers on snow is like telling you to maybe clear your mind, shut up, and listen, because somebody's trying to visit and tell you something, and you're being too loud, or there's too much going on. Maybe, who knows? Yeah, I've heard that. I have done. I like binaural beats. I love binaural beats. They really can help me. I can hallucinate if I am intentional and focused on binaural beats. It's really weird, and when I get really into it, I move really funny too, because I kind of, you start feeling like you're flying and you're going through all these different tunnels and doing all these things. It's insane. But I would love to try either that or maybe just binaural beats with sensory deprivation, which I know is a, what do you call it, a double negative or whatever there, because sensory deprivation means sensory deprivation, which I want to do that too.
Would shocks work to listen to binaural beats? Okay.
Not as well, but they would work. Greek historian Polybius. Highly recommend read his histories in today's age. Okay. Teaches the idea of civilization as a living being. I like that. Polybius. I'm gonna park that in Discord so I don't forget.
Come on, Ruff. My petite. I'm listening to my petite right now. She loves me.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that they can talk to us.
Hey, Ruff Ruff.
Ruff ruff. That's very neat.
La Petite. Put on a little fairy dreams here.
So listening to nature, listening to the world and what it's telling us that we need to do and how we need to do things, and just really taking it in and paying attention is probably the best way I can say it. Awareness. We need awareness. We need more now than ever. We need to be aware. So I want to go back to your question or your comment. Question, I guess it is too. If someone accuses you of being an illegal alien, how would you prove that you're not? I don't think it's possible at this point, because I don't think those people that are looking are actually looking for proof. I think they're just, unfortunately, profiling, and that's that. So, as a white guy whose family has also been here since the 1600s, Pennsylvania settlers, I'm not very worried about myself. I am very worried about certain friends that we have and wondering, like, what happens if they get detained. And it's a real potential threat. So it's scary. Other than showing your birth certificate, which, you know, you have to do. But that's terrifying to me. Absolutely terrifying.
It is.
And right now, if I say listen to nature, I'm listening to nature right now, and that is what reminds me that people are not illegal. People do illegal things, but people are not inherently illegal. They deserve to be present, just as any other human does, and it shouldn't even. I just don't understand how people can even think this is okay. Yeah, I have my own birth certificate. I had to have it for my nursing license to get that put together, so I keep it, a copy. But I don't think they'd care. They'd just say you faked it. And eventually, I guess they'd probably let you out after being detained, and they can confirm somehow. But for those that aren't here legally, I think there should be a legal process and a way for them to be here, but they're not illegal people. They might have done an illegal action. And it should be addressed. I mean, there's no way. I may disagree with how we do it, but there is a law in place that needs to be followed and done. But it needs to be changed. I mean, I think our whole system needs overhauled. But regardless, the dehumanizing of somebody just because they're here and not on the other side of a fake border that we made, that's not even ours to begin with. That'll probably help. Ooh. The DD-214. I have mine, but the hard part is, like I said, I don't know that they're going to pay attention to that, and they've detained veterans. It's really, really sad. Yes. Oh, absolutely. And I want to reiterate, in my brain, the way that I see it is, if you are here illegally, the only thing that matters to me is that you are still a human being. You're no different just because you came from the other side of that border. And we should be treating people accordingly. Period. That's it. That's the end of the story. Now, if I find, if I'm the government and I find that this person is here illegally, I'm going to process them and say, hey, you're here illegally. You didn't do what you have to do. Here's the path to get this corrected. If you keep in contact with us and stay on board, we're not gonna deport you. We're gonna work with you to make the process work. And I bet you 90% of people will do that.
Yeah.
But we don't treat them like human beings, so they're terrified to even go do what they're supposed to do. You give them a process where they have to turn themselves into the government to do a process, and then you detain them while trying to do things the right way. It's insane. And if I'm going back to our topic of listening to nature, listening to the universe, I don't understand how anybody cannot see it my way. And I know that's a really shitty thing to say, but I just don't understand people who disagree with me on that part. Like, I just don't understand it. And even if you disagree with how we, which I do, disagree with how we do deportation, the whole process of getting in the first place, all of that stuff. They're still human beings.
Yes, Ziggy, true. 100%.
Still human beings. Yeah. It just drives me nuts.
I love Greenland. What is, I think Hulis or Bobson said something about welcome to Greenlanders.
Yeah. It is losing their I am ashamed. I still love my country, and I will say that I am a patriot for America. I do believe in the country, but right now I'm ashamed. I'm very, very ashamed. And I'm not going to leave because it's worth staying to try to get it fixed, but it won't get fixed until that office changes. It's just not going to happen.
Well, I'm so glad all this is happening, hopefully to show us what we can never have happen again.
We already did.
Huh?
That's already happened. World War II. Holocaust. We already know what happens when they do this. They're doing it anyway. Just mean-spirited people. So depressing. Yep. I mean, I'll be honest. Adius lives in Mexico, and while we are going to go down and visit. We're trying to make it by March. Probably not going to happen. I'm terrified of going because the area that we're going to, it's like, if you drive, make sure you stay on toll roads, because if you go on non-toll roads, you're likely to be barricaded, stopped, and forced to, hand over all of your goods. You don't go out at night. You don't walk on the street after dusk. Not dark, but dusk. And if you're too close to the border, you likely have like a 300% chance of not returning. I'm not talking about the U.S. border, the border between two different states. It's scary. It's very scary. But I can't imagine how scary it is for somebody who's here and who's been here their whole life of getting detained, even if you are a legal citizen. It makes no sense. But we will turn this back around. Yes, paranormal, that's the way to do it, right? We're listening to nature and listening to the world around us. It's going to correct us one day. And if we look at it from that perspective, then we just have to keep doing what we do. I think it's really important that we don't become so angry that we can't see straight and start making stupid decisions, which many people are already doing. There are people calling for a civil war, for revolution. I don't want those things to happen because it will significantly change our way of life, but some people really think they need to. So, Melvin, we were just talking about
Melvin. We were.
But you're actually right on time for us to get ready to switch to tarot. So if you want to read, you will get it general, unless you specify otherwise. So if you want a card pulled, please let us know. I'm using my Cyberpunk deck again because it's so cool. In the meantime, though, if you have any other comments on the topic, we can keep talking about it. We got Lord Kelvin first. Ziggy. Paranormal. Loose. Manny. All right, so cards, we have Kelvin, Ziggy, Paranormal, Hootless, Manny. If I missed anybody, please point that out. Dragon, got you on here too. Batty, absolutely. Bob, got you on. Mel, yes. Not about you starting a civil war, unless you want to. We'll be. You've got a small militia behind your back if that's what it comes to. I'll provide the arms. 2 of them. Haha, dad joke. But yeah. Yeah, we have some trouble. And America is not what I wanted it or pictured it to be in my lifetime at this point. If I was president, who would be in my cabinet? I would try to go for, well, a lot of people aren't here anymore, but Condoleezza Rice would definitely be somebody in my cabinet. I would ask, we would be doing seances to bring John McCain in as well. AOC, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, those are all contenders. Because the only, in my opinion, the only way to bring things together ever is to have a group of people that are coming from different sides of the coin. So I need Republican, I need Democrat, I need, even if I completely disagree with them, I need independent, I need socialist, I need all of them. And I think that I would want to bring the person that's best for the job to do the thing that I'm trying to get them to do. And those individuals, even though I disagree with some of their policies, I think their honesty and veracity is there. The one thing that I will never, ever, ever, ever forget. Well, two things, and it's one of the things. He's the one that's more likely to do that. I wouldn't run for politics. I'd support. But there are two things that happened when, and this is just old stuff, but when Trump said that he didn't like losers, talking about John McCain, that was the start of, even though I knew before that he was terrible, obviously, but that was the moment where, like, this is not a good person, period. It's just not a good person. And always, I thought Trump was a showman. I thought Trump did a lot of things. He was also very good and kind to gay people at one point. He's gone senile. He's just not a good person. Just not a good person. Yeah. But the second thing that I will never forget is when the lady stood up or guy, whoever it was, on John McCain, remember? And whoever it was says, how can you support Obama? He's a Muslim. And John McCain was just like, you could tell in his face, he's like, you fucking kidding? He's like, no, stop, no.
He said, no, ma'am.
That is not it, and just that alone gives me pause that there are some Republicans that really want to do the right thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Liz Cheney, I'd consider.
Like, now I don't even know any good ones. Like, there used to be John McCain.
They've all been kicked out of the party pretty much.
God, even Jeb Bush, last time he ran for... Right, he was like, I respect him because he came back and said, no, I've changed my mind on this. I forgot what it was, but anybody that can do that and reflect and...
It was gays in the military?
It was something like that.
Yeah.
He was like, I've changed my mind on this. I did say that. I did have that stance, but, now I'm modified, and it's okay, and we can change. Because somebody tried to say, oh, well, you're doing whatever. He goes, no, I've actually thought and changed my mind on it.
Yeah. That is true. Dragon, there is no real party. I'm not a huge fan of the Democrats either because we just don't ever do anything. So I've distanced myself from there. And again, Bob, I agree. There are many things that are terrible that they've done. But if we're going to have any sense of pulling two sides together, we have to figure out who can bring things to the table. And nobody is going to like everything that somebody has.
Yes, to Betty. Agree with that. Too many 80-year-olds.
Definitely need younger people, and I think AOC would be okay, but I think she's just so radical that people would just... nothing would ever happen. Just like with Trump. When he's out of office, and he will be...
all this shit's going to be changed.
Everything's going to fall apart, and we're going to spend the entire next 8 years just fixing and putting things back in place, so nothing will change.
It'll literally be the same.
Still don't have the truth about the Epstein files. Still don't. Makes no damn sense. I think you're right about that, Dragon. That's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
I identify most closely with the Libertarian Party, but there's a lot of things that they do that I don't like too. So I'm registered as an independent. That's my official. But I agree that the senior Democrats really are. They are many Republicans. The MAGA movement is the absolute shit. Unfortunately, that's how I feel. They are. but their stance on things is good. Is I like. They have no chance because they're not doing what needs to be done to make change happen, which is the same for Democrats. Republicans are getting things done because he did exactly what you're supposed to do. He put in an entire cabinet that he knew would follow him into the depths of hell and back and do anything, and it's ridiculous. So anyway, we're gonna get started. I'm gonna have to go grab a drink real quick because my throat is dry.
What do you want?
I'm gonna get an A&W.
Are they in here? I'm just gonna get some more coffee. Is the only reason.
Oh, well, if you're gonna get coffee, then I'll get a coffee too. I just was gonna get the drink because it was quick. Thank you. Oh yeah, I agree with that too. Again, I align most closely with libertarian in many ways, but there's a lot of things I don't like about them, which is why I don't register as libertarian. But in a theoretical stance of we need smaller government, we need less intrusion in our lives, the Patriot Act does need to go, all of those things, then yeah, those things are things that I agree with, meaning that they need to go. And really just, the whole thing is just fucked up. Very disappointing. Oops, wrong button. I don't want to delete. I want to go to tarot. All right, so we're going to switch over here. Kelvin will be up first. As soon as we get back with our coffee, we'll be ready to start. I'm using my Cyberpunk Tarot today again. Ugh. Tired today. I think we're supposed to go to the little mini Renaissance fair at some point. I don't know where he went. All right, paranormal, we'll add that in when we get to you. I'll add that in. Sorry, Calvin, just waiting for a rookie to get back. I guess I can go ahead and pull a first card for you. We'll do one more cut. First card is the Emperor. So the Emperor is card number 4, which is a very high structure card, structured number. And the Emperor is all about having things in row, in organized, strategy done. Everything on a spreadsheet, knows where all the troops are deployed, knows where everything in the kingdom is, gets the resources, manages everything, and makes sure that the kingdom is happy. And the Emperor is really the high-level thought of keeping things together and stable and order. Just as a consort to the Empress, he's the major masculine energy in the major arcana, and he just is the balance of that energy from the masculine side of togetherness, completeness, wholeness, and things that are just planned. So when I read, often the Emperor is a reminder that we need to put a plan together. We need to make sure that we are following the plan. We need to be strategic about what we're doing. So looking at whatever's going on in your life, you might want to put some additional planning in place, some additional ideas about how things should work in place. And if you do that, you will have a much better result. That was Kelvin's first card, yes.
All right. I am pulling from the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. So I pulled follow your own good advice. Trust yourself. You know what is best for you.
That makes a lot of sense with the Emperor, too.
So keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Follow your own advice, which means put your own plan into place.
You know what is best for you. I think, didn't it say that? Yep, you know what is best for you. Follow your own good advice.
And the Emperor is really good about using his court to tell him what to do and to bring all the information to make a decision. So this is basically saying you've got everything together to make that process, right?
We've got this weekend. What is it?
You're welcome. I think it's important for us to listen to ourselves. Like that is something that we all need to do, and more of it. At the same time, if we're listening to ourselves and trusting ourselves, thank ye, we have to make sure that we take in all the information around us and that we have a plan. I think planning is important. When the Emperor comes up, planning is important.
Ziggy.
All right, Tabati. Got yours this weekend. Where? Can you remind us where you are at, just so I can remember?
When Ziggy.
Tabati. And yes, Ziggy. Ziggy is up for the read.
Ziggy.
Can't you see?
What does Alice and the Cheshire Cat say for she? They say, "Who are you?" A couple of my favorite kava bars here. There's an Alice in Wonderland theme one, and there's a Harry Potter theme one that are really cool.
Ziggy, I have the Ace of Swords for your first card. And the Ace of Swords is that embodiment of air, of knowledge, of decisions, opportunities, thinking, things that are in motion, sound. And when the Ace of Swords shows up, it's generally speaking of the need to bring in some more air into your life, air into your being, because maybe there's some imbalances there. And what that means is bringing in things that that help you advance something. So I think of reading a book that's very meaningful, nonfiction usually, like getting a certification at work. Spending some time outdoors listening to music that helps calm you. That's also something that's very air related. But whatever it is, the Ace of Swords comes in and tells us we've got to do something that gets us back into our airness and being able to pay attention to things that might be difficult. The other thing that the Ace of Swords can often mean is there's a decision to make, but you don't have all the information to make that decision yet. So if there is something big that you're getting ready to decide on, then you need to do a little more research, do a little more looking around, see if you can figure out what that is, and then come back to it so that you can get what you need out of your Ace of Swords.
But the city nerfed us? Oh, where is that? Oh, we're
Gainesville.
There. And I pulled growing up, wanting to grow and experience rejection of perpetual youth. To me, I get this are there people that in your life that you know or around you that are either immature or don't are basic to where the energy spent to be around them would not benefit you is the only way I know how to say it. To me, I get this is more about surroundings or people around, about growing up. Sometimes you have best friends or acquaintances or whatever it is, and then you're just like, God, we just don't we're just too different now, like on our thing. So I don't know. I wonder if that's what that means. Leaving behind the idea of perpetual youth.
She needs to drink more water.
Ooh.
Ma petite. She's having a really hard time.
Okay. Right.
All right.
I need to drink more water too.
Ziggy. Thank you.
Ooh, thank you.
Now we've got Paranormal, who wants to know, is she going to meet somebody this year romantically? Is 2026 your love year? Let's see if we get a definite answer.
Rook.
I'm the same way, Ziggy. I have a hard time letting people go, and it's just very painful.
It's paranormal.
But sometimes they're just so draining, and hopefully you can do it in just like a general, you know, I have to be like cutting you out of my life. More of a just, you know, I'm not really feeling like hanging out right now to those individuals.
Paranormal, find some.
Alcier, hello and welcome. Can I help you?
Hello, petite. Well, paranormal meets someone in a romantic fashion.
I can't shuffle.
Is the D in the T?
Really?
Is the D in the T?
Page of Pentacles. So,
Sorry, that was vulgar.
I'm going to say that the Page of Pentacles in this particular read is you, paranormal. And the Page of Pentacles is this like thought of just starting out on this thing, on this earthly adventure. I do not get anything related to love from this card. But what I do get is there's a journey that you're starting on that's something that you've been working on maybe for a while, but you're just starting to get a little bit. Hey, leave it. Prim, leave it. Come here. You're going to eat, I promise.
Come on, Primrose.
Prim, come here. Sorry about that.
Come here, Primrose.
Dog.
Come here, lovey.
Petite. Yes.
Look at Pachuchu. This is Pachuchu. Yeah, pretty girl. I love you.
Tina's got something to say.
Yeah, I gotta get you.
Anyway, sorry. Paranormal. Back to this. The Page of Pentacles is you in this particular instance, and it's really saying there's this earthly adventure. Leave it, Prim. Come on. Cannot eat that. She's trying to chew our entire house up. Everything that's wood, she's chewed through. Chewed through our door. You got to stop, honey. You stay right here. We're gonna feed you. I promise you'll eat. You'll never be hungry. I promise. I think they want to go somewhere. So, it's funny and explained. Yeah, I can only do it with my left hand either, and I'm right-handed. I can't snap with my right hand. So back to paranormal. Page of Pentacles. This page is you. Pentacles are all about the earthly things that are around us. And so what I'm getting out of this card is that you need to spend some time really refocusing yourself on not just connecting with the earth and the universe, but the awareness that we were talking about earlier today. The page is excited to do a new journey, but she doesn't know anything about what she's doing. So she's got to learn a few things before she can experience them. So this is the moment as a page where you be light, be upbeat, go outside, spend time outside, make sure that you're really listening and focusing on the world around you, because the world is trying to tell you something, and in order for it to tell you, you've got to listen. Page of Pentacles, always about some kind of new outdoor adventure that you need to go on and spend some time in and reconnect with. What I would get from a romantic idea, it won't answer your question of will you have it this year, but it sounds like you're going to meet somebody, or you have a better chance of meeting somebody if you're doing this in a lighthearted way, which the pages are almost always lighthearted, and they're emotionally light. They're excited to do this thing and go out and do this adventure or whatever it is. And that could be as simple as doing stuff that you don't normally do, like going out to restaurants you don't normally go, or maybe doing brunch with friends and maybe you'll meet somebody there. But there's definitely some need to get involved in that process of getting an adventure going. Yeah, maybe, and it's not just, I wouldn't say it's saying lose weight, but what it's saying is go outside and move.
I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing at be hootless.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Ma, I don't know why you keep going to him. I'm good enough.
I'm trying to lose weight too.
I'm good enough. Me too, and I gained 3 pounds. I want to order something. I'm hungry.
I am too. I want Pizza Hut Tavern pizza, thin crust. I pull keeping up, immense effort and advance. So I think this is telling what not to do if it is an immense effort or you feel like you're having to keep up to get someone's attention. That her face is very kind of like that would not be the one. So it really doesn't answer too much other than don't try to keep up with an interest that requires a lot of work because you could miss the one that's undiscovered. It should never be a lot of work. You should never feel like you're having to keep up with somebody. That probably would be a sign that it's just not right. So be aware of that is what I get. Be aware if you're trying to keep up or putting in an immense effort. It shouldn't be a whole lot of effort. You want to spend time with someone.
That's right, unexplained. All right, Hoolis is next.
Hooty hoo! It is hooty hoo.
Beast.
Hoolis is next. Miss Tina. Let's see.
Miss Tina wants her attentions.
She sure does. She's demanding. Hello, honey. I love you.
I think we should have her do a mad skit and at the end of it saying, but you didn't hear that from me.
Tina.
At the end of every one of them.
Uh-huh.
All right, Hoolis, let's see what we got. Reading for the week.
Reading for the week.
What do you need to bring in this week? What do you need to do? Another page. Page of Wands. I'm going to use the same kind of backstory. Pages generally almost, and court cards represent people to me. It can be you or somebody in your immediate area. We're going to say you at this point because it's just a single card read. So the Page of Wands is this, again, it's a light feeling of just getting started into something and really wanting to do it. But instead of an adventure, this is a creative path. So bringing in creative energy this week will be very helpful. There's a loose dog running around. Oh, I hope he's okay. I hate when people loose leash their dogs. Oh my God, it is so dangerous around here. I don't think I told you we had a hawk fly into the freaking twice into the screen out back while I was at working out back.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it was coming to get one of the little ones. Thank God they couldn't get through the hurricane screen. So I packed everybody up and went inside. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So Paige. So there's a light feeling with the page. There's this like excessive, like, oh, I'm excited. I want to do this thing. It's really cool. But bringing in some creativity in the week is going to be very helpful, whether that's writing, drawing, whatever your creative art is. And I've heard so many people, myself included, that used to say, I don't have any creativity. Yeah, you do. It's just hard to see sometimes. So bring in that energy of creativity and will and kind of desire to create something or make something happen. And I think that will go very far for you this week.
All right. I pulled The Right Way, learning to create what you desire. So, what is right for you is what's right for you. Think about maybe this week spending some time, if it's a project or something that you want to do. It's not at the dream state or fantasy state anymore. This would be, to me, your inner self telling you to start thinking of how to work on it, how to get what you want for your life. Whether it's something like me that I want to eventually get a motorhome, we're going to start saving up for, or maybe a new job.
Pay off our bills first.
Yeah, but the right way. What is right for you, and how do you manifest that? It's a pretty cool card.
I like that. Manny is up next.
Hey.
Hoolis, I hope that gave you some guidance for this week. That's my favorite type of read. Is I don't like group reads. I think I've mentioned that before. So when we do it on Apocrypha, it's kind of like under duress. I really like. I'm fine with it, but I like doing reads for people. But I like general energy reads because it kind of gives you some things to think about that you can implement. While you're out and about. So, Mystic Manny. We have a queen in the house, Mystic Manny. The Queen of Pentacles. We're kind of drawing a lot of Earth cards, a lot of Pentacles today. Queen of Pentacles is one of my favorite. Queen of Pentacles wants to be lavished. She wants to be given all the earthly goods, all the beautiful things, but she's also practical. And she recognizes that while I do love this gold bling and jewelry and all the things lavished upon me, she also recognizes that there is a connection to physical things, and she uses those physical things to kind of connect to otherworldly stuff. So when the Queen of Pentacles shows up to me or for me in a read, it's representing you right now, Manny. You're the queen, and is saying, you know, pamper yourself a little bit. Make sure that you have the stuff that you want, not just what you need, but get a want for yourself, whether you make it or somebody gets it for you, but it's going to come, and it's in the form usually of jewelry, in the form of something that's still without his leash. That pisses me off. Something that that is meaningful to you, and we call it the bling, right? Bling bling. So thinking of those things and having those things around you, maybe it's a new crystal, a new necklace, a new something, or getting something out that you already have that is just of a beautiful nature that you find like lavish. Wear it, take it with you, have it on you, and use it because it wants you to use that thing to kind of connect to the earth. I mean, it could be something as simple as like I have honey calcite comes to mind as a big one for a Queen of Pentacles. And while honey calcite is really cool, and it's just got this strong earth connection for me. It's more of a firestone, but that doesn't matter. It's what you want it for. So something like that. I would say find something that really works for you, but this is the moment where there's some lavishness that you need to bestow upon yourself, and that will help you with some earthly connections. But remember what I also said. She also knows about too much. She knows the value of things, so she knows when something's too much or too little. So whatever it is, make sure it's a very high value for you. Yes, be regal as fuck. Absolutely.
I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure, precipice of change, and pause before action. So, I think it's telling you to pause and choose like what you want to do. What's adventurous? Take that, do that adventurous thing. But just kind of pause before, but don't talk yourself out of it. Look for adventure this week. Choose that. Wonder what will happen next. Don't wonder, join it.
Really? This is a day, I'm telling you. This guy going up and down with his dog not on a leash, and cars having to slam on brakes not to hit it. And then a car going down a 20-mile-an-hour zone at like 60 miles an hour just now.
Made me feel.
Like, I'm feeling like that old angry man.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. I don't want my dogs get out. They don't want them to get killed. I fucking hate people that don't care about other people.
I'd like to shoot the tires out. But I'd be the one in trouble for that.
And get a spike strip.
In the moments you have. Yeah. Never too late for comments.
Never.
Dragon scenery. It's time for dragon scenery.
Dragon dancer.
Dragon scenery.
Dragon alchemist.
Dragon alchemist scenery. What does alchemist need?
I like that too, yeah. Always taking moments to breathe for sure. But yeah. And taking a moment, well, eventually that goes on with our topic too, right? Just making sure that we are listening to the earth and to nature and to things around us. I mean, if we do that, it's going to say to take a moment and smell the roses and enjoy life a little bit.
I gotta feed my little eye girl.
All right.
Hi, eye girl.
Dragon, I've got the Three of Pentacles here. The Three of Pentacles is a very interesting card. It really speaks of us meaning you and your family, doing some type of procession or process or thing in your local area that works for you or that takes you to a certain place. If I was a betting person, I would say this feels like a family trip through the woods, or something outside, even as cold as it is, to kind of work on that connection or need to be connected to the physical things around you. Usually when I see any of the threes, it's about family or groups or small groups of people. And the Pentacles is saying to do something together. Nothing you don't want to do. It doesn't matter about cost. It doesn't mean go out and have, spend a lot of money. It just means doing something together as a unit is going to be very important at this point, because that will reconnect you to the things that matter the most that are in your immediate physical circle. And that's where Pentacles come into place, right? The threes are this group kind of idea of let's get together. Three of Cups is night out with friends. Three of Swords is probably not a good night out with the friends. Three of Pentacles, night out, but with family. And it means to stay physically connected and close and talk about things that are important and valuable to you. So definitely need a family night. Maybe it's a game night, something like that. But do it together. And do with the idea of Earth. I've got to go figure out who's making that noise.
I pulled
Primrose.
Wake up. It's your moment. Enjoy. Step forward. Take it. If something is offered, it is yours. Opportunity, things, friendships, interactions, quiet moments. Wake up. It is your moment. Take it, take it, take it.
Iris running her cone into everything.
Iris, yeah.
Hey,
Probably
baby.
hungry.
Yeah, she's right here.
Hold on, Iris. I'm gonna get you food in a minute. Couple minutes.
Alright, Dragon, hope that gives a little bit to you. Not till spring. There's like 2+ feet of snow. We were doing a ghost hunt tonight after work. Oh, that sounds fun. Alright, Dragon, have a good one.
Have a good one, Dragon.
It's a baddie.
To Betty. I have to pull cards, Miss Tina. I'm gonna bless the cards.
Stop looking at me, mama.
Tina has blessed the cards.
To baddie. 7 of Swords. Alright. So the 7 of Swords is a pretty intense card. And it's often a feeling of stuckness on something, that there's something that's just not quite right, that needs to be done, that needs to be brought in, that needs to be put together, and the universe is not helping you. It's going to be very different. The focus here really is, for the 7 of Swords, is you're starting to feel like in this, whatever you're doing, that it's not going to work out. And that's probably true. Doesn't mean there's not still a learning to it. There's not still something there that really is beneficial, but there is something that you're definitely feeling stuck with, and it might be something you've already tabled like a couple weeks ago or months ago. And you're like, this isn't working. I'm just going to set this aside and come back to it. 7 of Swords is like, yeah, it's just that thing needs to be done, and you need to work on something else. One of the thing that is always interesting about any of the swords really is their ability to pull out where our opportunities are and where are things that we need to work on. And with the 7, it's the ability to let something go, right? The ability to kind of put it out and allow it to be gone and allow it to be its own thing. And another way of looking at this is letting go of the things that you know aren't benefiting you, but you're doing them anyway because you feel like you're supposed to. So getting outside of the requirements of what you're supposed to be doing. That's the 7 of Swords.
And I pulled Tibetan nature communication, flower energy, fairy energies, elemental messengers. Ooh. Have a little whimsy in the week. to whimsy magic to pay attention to things that you hear but don't see, things that you see but don't hear. Pay attention.
I keep thinking, like, if you are reading a book, and you're halfway through it, and but I can't not finish a book, but I have to finish it because that's what I do. But you don't like the book or it doesn't speak to you, don't do it. That's just a simple rephrase of that. And Bob, I don't ever Hootless. I don't ever feel like there is a right or wrong on these. So if you read or feel something differently, I think it's neat to share that if you want to, at all times, because different readers are going to get very different things always.
Yes, and only you know.
Yep, and I don't necessarily read, even though I know all the traditional meanings of the cards, they don't often pop up feeling like they should be traditionally read. So I try to read them in the context of just what's going on in general and what I'm feeling from the universe as a whole. Ma is just not going to stay with me.
Petite.
I tried. She's just going to lay on Tina. Tina, you're the barrier. You're holding her up. There's a shedding.
Need to brush my Tina.
Yeah, no. Not even disagreements. I'm not even taking it that way at all. Just really like when you said, oh no, I was wrong. I wanted to make sure that's a statement. So, gotcha, but thank you.
Isha Usha.
She's falling through your leg crack.
Petite.
Bob Bobson is up next.
Petite Bobson.
Another page. We've had 3 pages today out of all these readings. Oh, we've had every page except for one. So that tells me something. That tells me all of us who are still present need to be paying attention to the things that give us joy, that we want to start. That it might be a good time to get something new going and to be excited about it and really get into it. Again, pages are people representative of humans, of things that are in your life, of humans that are in your life or yourself. And for a third page to come up out of just, 6, 7 readings, it's pretty significant. That's 3 cards, very specific cards. And they're always about excitement, getting into something new. I'm really excited about this thing. Now, the Page of Swords is a new learning project, right? The Page of Swords often starts if there's a new interest in a topic or a hobby that you have not used before or been very interested in. Then this is a good time to take up that new hobby. It's a good time to get started. But pages literally are upbeat to me. They're happy. They are excited. And I think that's the energy that keeps repeating itself in the reads this week. Again, specific to the swords for Bob, this is a learning opportunity. Maybe taking a new class on Udemy or reading a book that you wouldn't normally read. Or maybe you started working with models. Like I recently started working with models again. I haven't done that since I was a kid. But yeah, learning a new craft, learning a new process, learning a new way to do a craft, a new type of thing that you do. That you like to create. This Page of Swords is telling us to get that moving, get that going.
All right.
I've got hiccups.
And I pulled nonsense. It's time to talk sense. So this is if somebody around you is just BSing or maybe crossing some boundaries, this week put them in their place. Quick, you don't even need to argue. It's just to call them out quickly and say, that's BS, and I'm not doing that, and move on with what's right for you.
Mm-hmm.
In doing so, other people around will be empowered, and sometimes all you got to do to that one person is just call them out and shut them up.
I like that.
I like that. Nonsense. It's time to talk sense. Shut them down. Shut them down.
Well, it has been fun. I appreciate you guys spending part of your Sunday with us and letting us read the cards for you and seeing what the energy says. Hopefully it gives you some guidance or some things to think about. Remember, for me, I don't necessarily believe tarot cards tell the future, but they do tell your brain how to look at something differently so that you can change your future. And yeah, Any parting thoughts?
Oh, we forgot.
Oh,
Oh, how
unexplained.
did we forget unexplained?
I didn't even have you on the list,
Never.
sir.
How did we forget that? He asked too. Let's see. Let's do.
Yeah.
Let's don't forget. See,
I am glad you spoke up.
Thank
and see,
you,
that's,
sir.
That's the other point of that card that you just
yes.
read.
Yes. Speak up.
Which, let me just say, on a side note, everybody, including us, everybody in this chat, everybody you run into, I think we all need to speak up a little bit more when something doesn't fit the way we want to, or something doesn't feel right, or is missed like this. You know, I find the most strength when I feel strongly about something, or even not, and I speak up for it. You know, it feels good to do that, especially for yourself. So everybody should be doing a little bit more speaking up for themselves.
Yes.
But unexplained, your card is the Two of Wands. So, twos. Not astrologically, numerologically, they're about, to me, this is a little bit different than some others. To me, the twos represent the self and the knowledge of self. So ones are exist. Two is I exist and I am aware. Threes are I exist, I'm aware, and I'm aware of outside people. So the Two of Wands is a focus on yourself, and it's a focus on your own creative energy that's coming to fruit. So this honestly is talking about a new project, and I know you've already got projects that are coming out. So this is talking about a different project on the horizon that's going to be coming up, and it's something that you would really be interested in doing. One of the things in this particular card is you see all these symbols, and the focus on the blue fire. Blue fire is often a symbol of newness, of like a mixing of old and new together, but of creating something better than the original out of what something was. So from a creative standpoint, this is something new. It's something you maybe have not done differently or done before, but it's a little bit different part of a project. And it really wants you to focus on yourself and your personal need to do this and help grow from that perspective. So that is what I've got. Unexplained.
Okay. I pulled Painting the Roses Red, Covering Up Errors. And this is just saying that despite, you know, the people around you or in your life, if you feel they're critical or not, if there's a mistake that happens, either with yourself, you know, to admit it, figure out how you can make it right. And on the same token, if someone else makes a mistake and comes to you with transparency, just remember that we're human, and the fact that they thought enough to come to you and tell you they made the mistake is a wonderful gift of communication. So you don't have to paint the roses red. They can just be what they are, acknowledged, and move on. There's nothing to cover up.
I like that. That's a good way to look at things, I think.
I love that story in Alice in Wonderland, that part where they have white roses and they're painting them red, and they're like, oh, we should have planted a red rose here instead. So they're trying to paint them.
Yeah, and I guess the idea really behind that is, I mean, I guess it's okay to have a group of friends come and paint the roses red with you if you want red roses, but you don't have to just because it was a mistake. And she's very frustrated in this card, it looks like. Yeah. But I get the idea that like, she's feeling forced to do it. When really, like, you know what? These roses are gold. They're already pretty. I don't need to paint them.
Yep.
Go with the flow is also something that feels like coming out of that card.
Those white roses behind her are kind of unique.
Just go with the flow and things happen.
Go with the flow.
I like it. All right. Well, thanks for calling that out. And sorry for missing you unexplained.
Yeah, sorry, I missed you.
So if you guys have, again, thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it. We know you can spend your time doing other things.
Yes, thank you.
But thank you for that. And we really hope you all have a great rest of your day. And, you know, just be kind to each other and give people a little bit of grace and be safe. Bye.
Bye, and thank you.